Hello, everybody, and welcome to the United Stand. It's transfer deadline day. I hope you're very excited. We've had Cristiano Ronaldo officially signed. We may have a big exit from Manchester United, and his name is Edinson Cavani. Ruben Neves is still a possibility at Manchester United. We'll talk about that. Maybe a Jesse Lingard exit as well. Lots to discuss on the show this morning, and we will have transfer deadline day show for you kicking in at various points today. But first of all, I just want to say that today's show is sponsored by Spond. Spond is a free, inclusive and easy to use platform for organising grassroots sports. Spond exists to make organising as easy as humanly possible, creating a better experience for volunteers, coaches, parents, administrators and players so they can spend more time on what they love. With Spond, you can organise absolutely everything. So let's say you're trying to organise a football game. All you've got to do is download the Spond app using the link in the description, set up the event using their easy-to-use event organiser, send the link to your teammates and then relax and wait for them to reply. It could not be easier. As a further one amazing element I've just discovered on Spond is the Guardian feature that allows me or my wife to answer on behalf of our kids and keep tracking of all their upcoming events and training sessions. The app is even smart enough to alert me when Mrs. Goldbridge has made a change to the event, so I've got no excuse for turning up at the wrong time anymore. Seriously though, the Guardians feature is amazing. It makes it super easy for me, my partner, the coach and other Guardians to keep across what is happening at our kids' events. Last time we spoke to you about Spond, we also told you that they were going to be giving away a brand new kit to a deserving amateur sporting side. I'm pleased to say this kit will be going to Scott Graves, whose amazing story about his football team, the Kirkcaldy Eagles, supported him through his own battles, and it really inspired us. So well done to Scott, and please send us a picture of you and your kits, which you won through Spond. Thanks again to Spond for supporting the show, and don't forget to hit the link in the description to download Spond today. It's free, and as I said, you can organise all your events on there for free. Make sure you give it a download. Right, back to the show. How are we all doing this transfer deadline day? I can tell you that Edinson Cavani could be leaving Manchester United. This is not a drill. This is real. Edinson Cavani could be leaving Manchester United today. It's coming from Manchester Evening News. It's coming from Spanish outlets. And all I want here is a very big apology, because I said at the weekend, it would not surprise me if we terminate Cavani's contract or we move him on. And people were like, put some respect on Cavani's name. Goldbridge is disrespecting Cavani. And I get all this crap. And all I said is things I was hearing and things that actually made a lot of sense. How does Edinson Cavani get game time at Manchester United? Forget the number 7 shirt. How does Edinson Cavani get game time? Ronaldo will not get subbed after 70 minutes. Ronaldo will not sit there and go, yeah, I don't mind not playing against Norwich because I don't mind not winning the Golden Boot. I don't mind not breaking records at United. Yeah, don't play me in the Champions League game against some shit. Ronaldo will want to play every single minute. And in the modern game, there's no way I think Solskjaer is good enough with his coaches to play a front two. I just don't think we can do that. So I think that this Cavani issue is a footballing issue. The minute Ronaldo came in, United in defence to Cavani, we're not looking to bring Ronaldo in. It's bloody obvious we weren't looking to bring Ronaldo in. It's very obvious we went for Ronaldo in 24 hours because we had to. We basically, I do feel for Cavani. I understand what people are saying. I do feel for Cavani because he was begged to stay and we wanted him to stay. But now Ronaldo's here. He's in a bit of trouble. Now, Cavani himself has not been happy with a lot of things in England. He wasn't very happy about that Instagram post where he got a ban. He wasn't very happy about the Uruguay not being able to play for Uruguay, which he announced yesterday he wouldn't do because of the travelling restrictions. And he wasn't very happy that he wasn't part of the Southampton squad last week. So I think that this is not about a fallout. This is not about selling a player. This is just about Ronaldo's come in and it's like, how do you get the best out of Edinson Cavani when we're not really going to give him much game time? Hi, Mark. I've got the home kit with Bruno on it and away kit with Sancho. Should I get Ronaldo on the home kit again or third kit, says Sultan? You see, the money's pouring in. The Glazers are loving it. I haven't really seen anyone mention it. Pogba next to proper CDM, amazing. But I think Scott will really cook on next to one as well, says Joshua Bellwater. Don't care what anyone says. There is no reason why we can't CR7 and Cavani in the same team, says Dara Kennedy. I knew this would be not very popular. Welcome to the Members Club, Jared Nelson. And Mark, I think McTominay will be key for us this season, says Absolute Legend. I don't know. I know you don't rate him, but he could be our only option and we have to back him. I don't not rate him. I don't like it when people put words into my mouth. Apparently I'm Ollie out, even though I go to sleep at night knowing I'm Ollie in. It scares me how many people are in my thoughts. It's very scary. I'm apparently Ollie out and I don't even know it. Apparently I hate Scott McTominay and I don't even know it. What I've said is, McTominay's not a holding midfielder. Categorically not a holding midfielder. We need a holding midfielder. I don't know why we're talking about Scott McTominay and this, that, and the other, or Fred, or Matic, or anybody else. Not a holding midfielder. Haven't got a problem with McTominay, and I think he's shown that he can be a decent number 8, but he's not a number 6. And even if he does do a job as a number 6, he's still a square peg in a round hole. That's not his role. And United have failed in this transfer market by not bringing a midfielder in. Failed to not bring a midfielder in. I don't think they failed in the market in general. I mean, look, we could be bloody Liverpool. Remember the days where United used to announce a new contract on transfer deadline day that they could announce 2 days after, but they announced it on transfer deadline day to make you happy because they're not going to buy anybody. We have bought Ronaldo, we have bought Varane, and we have bought Sancho. So, but the midfield thing is a concern. And I think in relation to the midfield, it says in the title that Neves is possible. He is possible. What about Neves, says John Fan? He is possible. I personally think it's not going to happen. I think there's no chance. The rumours coming out last night were that United are happy with what they've got. The rumours coming out this morning is they're happy with what they've got. All I can tell you is Neves is available. Even Romano said last night he's the only possibility, but nothing is happening yet. Romano knows, I know, you know, that deal for Neves, Nuno knows. No, Nuno's not the manager anymore. Neves to Manchester United can and always could have happened, but it's too late. I think it's too late. £35 million would have got him. He plays exactly where we need him. He's Premier League proven. I think the fact that he's Portuguese and he knows Ronaldo, he knows Delo, he knows Bruno would have been very good in him settling in. But United have decided against it. And I don't know why, because he's actually more suitable for what we need than Camavinga and Neves. Now, I'm not saying Ruben Neves is better than Camavinga and Neves. I'm not saying that at all, but he's definitely more of a holding midfielder than Neves and Camavinga are. And he was definitely on the list for United. And Romano, as he said in the early hours, is that Manchester United is the only option left is Ruben Neves. £35 million. We can definitely do the deal. We've just sold Dan James for 25 million. We look like we're going to offload somebody else, and I think that's the business we're going to do today. It's going to be somebody else out the door. We could definitely do this business. We can do this business. And look, remember, Cavani, if Cavani leaves, that's about 200 grand a week in wages. Well, stop moaning about Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's on, what, 400 grand a week? That's half his wages if Cavani goes, and he's going to make his wages back anyway. We can afford a midfielder. There's a midfielder there, but I have got no answer for you as to why we haven't done it. Everybody knows it. My dog looks at me in the morning and I can tell by the eyes it's saying buy a midfielder. I know everybody wants a midfielder at Manchester United, except for Manchester United. So I don't know. I don't know why we've not done it. I don't know. I've got no idea. But I really wish we had done, because I think it's essential that we did it. It would have given us a lot more confidence and it would have scared a lot more teams around us. News around that Madrid want Pogba today. That would be a disaster. We do not have anyone. We're not going to let Pogba go. That's not going to happen. Paul Pogba will not leave Manchester United. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm not surprised there's a bit of rumour about that, but it won't happen. I mean, what I would say, though, is that just hold that thought for a minute. Real Madrid would give PSG £150 million today for Kylian Mbappe. If that deal doesn't happen, they'll get Kylian Mbappe for a free in a year, which means they've got 150 million. So they technically they could do something, but they're not going to do it because Manchester United wouldn't let that happen at this moment in time. So look, Neves could happen. It's possible, but at the moment it's looking very unlikely. United, I don't know the truth. Nobody knows the truth. I mean, we did the show yesterday. A lot of you were speaking about this. Some of you want to say it's down to the club. Some of you want to say it's down to Ollie. I think in the absence of pure evidence, we'd have to say it's down to both, because they've definitely got the money. They've definitely got the money to do it. As I said before, if Delo had gone on loan, they were going to buy Trippier for 20 million. So there's 20 million. Dan James has gone for 25 million. You only need 35 million for Neves, and we're going to probably get rid of Cavani as well. So we could do this deal. It's not a financial thing as far as I'm concerned. Everybody knows we want one, and we're not getting one. And it's a very odd thing for the club to go, let's not do something that everybody else knows we need to do. I think this is stubbornness again. I really think this is stubbornness again. And I don't know where this stubbornness comes from. Maybe it's Solskjaer, maybe it's the coaches. But I do think this is stubbornness. I think this is why last year we always saw Magaluf instead of Bailly when he played well. And I think this is why We see McTominay and Fred a lot and no Van der Beek. I think there's a stubbornness here. And I think that they just think they don't need a midfielder, even though the evidence of the last couple of days is there. I'd bloody love us to buy a midfielder. I'd love Ruben Neves to come to Manchester United, but I don't think it's happening. Ahmad staying due to injury. What an education he and youth players will get from Ronaldo just watching, says James Jones. 2 girls, I'm just watching. Office reference. Get Kariki back in the midfield. And is Ronaldo the reason why we not got a midfielder, says Jenks? I think that's the reason that the club might. No, you know what? Let's call a spade here. Let's call a spade here. We are not getting a midfielder because of Cristiano Ronaldo. If we wanted a midfielder, we've had 3 months. The priorities were Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane, a right winger and a centre-back. We've already failed on a midfielder because we've got 7 points from 9, but we could have had 3 points from 9. We could have got beat by Southampton and we could have got beat by Wolves, in which case people would be going absolutely crazy about the lack of a midfielder. So we've already entered this season deciding we don't need one. We're just hoping we're going to do something late on, but we haven't prioritised one. We didn't start the season with one. So we haven't got a midfielder, nothing to do with Ronaldo. We haven't got a midfielder because we've decided we don't need one. It's a huge risk. I hope we are sat here next May celebrating a title going, we got it all wrong. And that's what Solskjaer's paid to do. And I haven't seen any fan go, we don't need a midfielder. So you know these prats, you know who they are on social media, the bloody happy-go-lucky fans. They'll be there if we win the title in May going, I told you we didn't need a midfielder. Tell us now. Put your tweet out now. We'll frame it and then we'll gold plate it when we win a title. But don't come back at us in April and May saying, told you we don't need a midfielder, because I've not seen anybody say it. Hence, people will be tweeting it now. But, we do need a midfielder. But looking unlikely at the moment. Apparently, Cavani will not be moving to Barcelona. This has just come out in the last few minutes from ESPN. Cavani is staying at Manchester United as it stands. However, there's an opportunity here late in the day. Speculation. Surely use Barcelona's Cavani. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But, it's just looking at Ryan's picture of deadline day. It's far more sorted out than mine. But look, going back to the Cavani thing, let me just say, Cavani may well end up staying at Manchester United. But as I said on Saturday, I feel that what people are not thinking about around Cavani is that there is definitely an issue around game time for Cavani. Fantastic player. Give it to Eddie Cavani. Fantastic player. But swoo. Like, you can't play two. You can't. They run, and people say you can play a front two, but people who say you can play Cavani and Ronaldo in the same team, you don't know ball, in my opinion, because they're gonna, when the cross comes in, they may as well be holding hands like bloody Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka last year, because they're going to be jumping for the same ball. It'll get to a point where Cavani's lifting Ronaldo up higher. They're going to attack the same space because they're very good strikers. People saying let's play two together. It's the same space you attack. So one is going to have to go to the wing, and I think they're both brilliant number 9s. So maybe this is what Ollie's looking at. He's going, shit, I don't know how I'm going to play both of these, although he does like to keep 2 goalkeepers when he can only pick one. So maybe he'll have 2 strikers when he can only pick one. I wouldn't be surprised, as I said on Saturday, if Cavani leaves and goes somewhere else, because he's not surplus to the requirements, but Ronaldo will be picked ahead of him. And therefore he's not going to get the game time he was promised. And he was promised. I will defend Cavani here. He was begged to stay in April. He was thinking about going back to South America. As Romano said yesterday on the show, he was begged to stay. And as part of that begging process, he was promised first-team football. And we won't be giving him as much first-team football when we've got Cristiano Ronaldo at the club. So Cavani could go. He could stay. I don't think he'll keep the number 7 shirt, by the way. Mark, where do you think Lingard will end up? I'm going to talk about him now. And Dara Kennedy says, the only logic, in my opinion, to accept Cavani leaving is faith in Greenwood to be back up for Ronaldo. I'd be sad that Cavani hasn't experienced the United fans, says Dara Kennedy. And I think having a lot of depth up front will be beneficial due to COVID outbreaks. Arsenal won't be the only club to experience an outbreak this season. I mean, that's a good point, Dej, to be fair. Isn't Matic a league winner and a good option for CDM? He's too old, Mannequin. That's the problem with Matic. And Carricker, we've got Freddie and Scotty and Matici. We don't need Rubini or Sawley at this point. I would have even taken Ruben Diazzi or John McGinney, says Shuddy. Welcome to Members Club, Niall Fernandez. And the only logic, in my opinion, to accept Cavani leaving is faith in Greenwood, to Dara Kennedy. I tell you what, I would be very, very... One thing I would say is I'd be very, very surprised if Cavani goes and Jesse Lingard stays. I know they're very different positions, but, you know, the problem with Cavani is game time. He's been promised first-team football, and how do you get them both in? So it might be a discussion between the two where they go, look, the situation hasn't worked the way we wanted it to. Do you want to leave? And if Cavani says, I want to stay, he's doing it in the knowledge that Ronaldo's here. There might have been a chat over the weekend, an amicable chat, where it's like, we've got Ronaldo. We weren't expecting to get Ronaldo, but it's Ronaldo. I can't give you the game time I was going to give you, so I'm giving the option to go. We want to keep you, but we're giving the option to go. And I think that is really it at the moment. I can't see what the tweet says. I've not got it playing. I've just got it paused. What is it? Manchester United in the same position. Cavani is part of the project, and if nothing crazy happens, he's expected to stay. That's come from Fabrizio Romano. So, look, it's not definite that Cavani's going to go, but there's definitely something going on. United versus Newcastle is not on Sky or BT, Sam. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. Make sure you smash a like on the video, by the way, and subscribe bottom right-hand corner. We've got a transfer deadline day show, which is kicking off around lunchtime, and we'll go right the way through till 11 o'clock. Constant live. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, get your notification on with the bell, and smash a like on the video, because we will be covering everything. Whether it's, you know, we'll even wander off into other people doing business, because United might not do any, but it's primarily United. But we will be monitoring the transfer deadline day in its entirety on the United Stand. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll be going live from around sort of 1 o'clock. It should be easy to get a midfielder now, because the appeal of playing alongside Ronaldo, that's not the problem, Clarkey. It's spending the money. There's plenty of bloody midfielders. They're queuing up to come to United. Viva Ronaldo, says Bobby Simpson. But yes, going back to Lingard, somebody asked me about Lingard. Look, I read again this morning that Lingard believes he can win a first-team spot at Manchester United. It's a bit like R. Kelly, I believe I can fly. You can't fly, R. Kelly, and you can't get a place in the first-team squad, Jesse Lingard, because the reality is you're not good. You're not better than Bruno. You're not better than Pogba. You're not better than Rashford. You're not better than Sancho. And, you know, they are going to be the starting players. Am I wrong? Even if Jesse Lingard came on for Bruno and scored 2 goals and started the next game, you know there's no longevity in it, because Lingard's never going to be better than Bruno. And he's never going to be better than Pogba. And he's never going to be better than Rashford. And he's never going to be better than Sancho. If we only had Bruno, Rashford, Pogba, and no Greenwood, no Sancho, I would keep Jesse Lingard as a bench option. Brilliant bench option. But that's not first team, is it? That's a bench option. But we have got Greenwood and we have got Sancho. So for me, I don't even think he's a good bench option. So what's he talking about first team? I don't know what's gone on with Jesse Lingard, but West Ham have gone and bought an attacking midfielder. So whatever was going on with West Ham and Lingard and Man United in the final year of a contract, that has disappeared. He's refused that deal, or they've refused it, or something. I don't know. So I don't think Lingard's going anywhere, but I think he's massively naive. And I think Solskjaer is a prat if he's going to start Jesse Lingard ahead of the players that I've mentioned before. At best, he'll get a few minutes off the bench every now and again, and he'll start in the Carabao Cup. But we're here to win, lads and ladies. We're here to win. I don't want to see game time for Juan Mata. I don't want to see game time for Jesse Lingard. I don't want to see game time for people who are not first team standard. We are going to try and win things this season. And Carabao Cup, by all means, start Jesse Lingard. In fact, give him a go at CDM. But in the main games, we slip up a lot over the last 8 years. We've lost to Newcastles. We've lost to Huddersfields. We've lost to Burnleys. You know, we've lost to Sheffield Uniteds. This is a season where we need to win, win, win. And for me, I think there was an opportunity for Jesse to go and further his career in United to make a bit of money. And we've refused it. I don't expect Lingard to go, is what I'm saying to you. I don't expect Lingard to go. I personally think, as I sit here now, we may not do any business, although there are rumours that 1 or 2 players will leave United today. I don't think Lingard will go. I think Cavani's more likely to go than him. And at the moment, it looks like that door must be shut. All United shirts are out of stock in India, getting last season's shirt at the same price as the new one. Glazers have played really well, says Aditya. Oh, money, 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 money. They're going to make so much money. Lingard, I guess, is good for the dressing room with his energy and jokes. Ria, this is another one. I don't remember under Sir Alex Ferguson him employing a jester or Peter Kay to come in the dressing room. Garlic bread. Oh, that little dance when you do on the way to the dance floor. I mean, what? Why do we need a comedian in the dressing room? How's about we have winners in the dressing room? I want winners. I actually want the dressing room to be arguing with each other when we're playing crap like we did against Wolves at half time. I don't want a comedian in the dressing room. I don't want a dancer. You know, get Tina Turner if you want a private dancer. I don't want a private dancer. I don't want that. I want winners. I don't want Juan Mata. Oh, Juan Mata's, you know, Juan Mata's like Father Time. He's got some great stories and he gets on with everybody. Give him a bag of Werther's Originals and send him on a bus tour to Skegness. I want footballers at Manchester United. Is that too much to ask? I'm fed up of hearing about, oh, they're a great influence in the dressing room. Well, isn't Harry Maguire a great influence in the dressing room? And he plays. Isn't Bruno Fernandes a great influence in the dressing room? And he plays. Isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a great influence in the dressing room? And he's the manager. Why do we need people influencing the dressing room when they can't even influence the first team? You know, there's too much deadwood in that team. West Ham getting Vlasic clearly shows that Ole doesn't want to sell him and Lingard wants to stay. That was the reason West Ham went for Vlasic instead. Siddharth, I agree. Unpopular opinion, Mark, but I think Neves is not what we need, and Freddie's getting overly criticised now and could still come right for us. He was our best flip, mate. He can't pass a parcel. He can't pass a parcel, Fred. I'm sorry. He's nearly cost us 6 points in the last 2 games. I mean, how many more? And we've not, you know, if it was Liverpool and Chelsea, I'd go, he's just not good enough. Southampton and Wolves, and he's been atrocious. I mean, how many more chances does Fred want? How many years has Fred been here? Danilo says, Mark, I'd love it to come right. I'd love you to be right. I'd love you to be right. Ronaldo could play with Cavani. He was a beast when there was Benzema and Higuain or Morata alongside him. Someone has to create space for him. Maybe Bruno could do that, says Danilo. And just passed my driving test and we've announced Ronaldo. Just need a midfielder to top it all off, says Dean West. Well, look, that's where we are at the moment in relation to the transfer window. We have got a transfer deadline day show coming in, and it's going to come soon. So I'm not going to dwell too long on the show today, but I want you to subscribe bottom right-hand corner, and I want you to dip in and out today. Maybe you'll be with us for the whole show. We've got lots to cover, and we will be breaking it with you. Manchester United are paying Cristiano Ronaldo's transfer fee in 5 installments of £2.5 million. Oh, we've got no money for a midfielder. £2.5 million a year is what Ronaldo is costing us in transfer fee. His wages, forget about it. And but look, as things stand at the moment, Ronaldo is a United player officially. Neves could happen, but is unlikely to happen. Lingard is staying, and Cavani is a part of Man United's project and is expected to stay at the club. It'd be very difficult to remove Cavani from the football club unless he wants to go. Somebody's just said on Twitter, I don't want to call the journalist out. I will call him out. James Robson, he says, so much has been made of United's need for a DM. They literally have one. Guardiola thought was good enough for City. If United don't win the title, it is not because of Fred, whatever your issues with him. Oh, come on. You can't make those sort of statements and not get ridiculed. So now Fred is good enough to win us the title because Pep was interested in him. Well, there you go. How much has he been paid by the Glazers to say that nonsense? I mean, the trouble is we've all got eyes. We've all got eyes, haven't we? Anyway, look, thanks everyone for watching. We are going to be back live very soon with our transfer deadline day show. You can tune in on this channel all day through till it closes at 11. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you again very soon because we're going to be alive for a long time today. So get involved, keep your eyes peeled, and we will be reacting to everything as well. Speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching. And make sure you download Spond. The link is in the video description. It's free. Give it a go. It's a fantastic event organizing thing. You can send messages to all your mates without having to, they've actually got a tick if they're going to be there for football and stuff like that. Give it a go. Give it a play. Links in the video description. Thanks very much to Spond, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching.